We're only 4 days away from the New Hampshire primary, and Trump is leading Nikki Haley by double digits. The latest Suffolk poll has Trump ahead by 16 points. And to throw salt on the wound, Trump just snatched a surprising endorsement.
Oh, man, I'm so excited for the announcement tonight. Just tune in, pay attention, listen closely, and let's talk about 4 more years.
Senator Tim Scott is expected to endorse Donald Trump at some point during tonight's rally in New Hampshire. This endorsement is a direct shot at Nikki Haley, who appointed Scott to the Senate in 2012. Her campaign told Axios, quote, interesting that Trump's lining up with all the Washington insiders when he claimed he wanted to drain the swamp. But the fellows are going to do what the fellows are going to do. Nikki didn't seem all that flustered by the news, staying on the attack at events in New Hampshire this afternoon.
Americans deserve better than what the options are. You've got Biden and Trump both distracted with investigations, both distracted with other things that aren't about how to make Americans' lives safer.
The Scott endorsement ratchets up the VP trauma, though. Kristi Noem, Elise Stefanik, Vivek Ramaswamy, J.D. Vance are all rumored to be on the potential list of picks. And now that Tim Scott's putting on his MAGA hat, is he the latest contender for VP? Former senior advisor to the Senate Judiciary Committee, Garrett Ventry, joins us now. Hey, Garrett, do you think that Tim Scott is a realistic pick for vice president?
Hey, well, thanks for having me. I think it's just, if you take a step back here, the whole reason that we're talking about who the vice president is going to be this early is because this primary is over with. Donald Trump just torched Ron DeSantis by 30 points in a historic victory. He's going to beat Nikki Haley by double digits, and she has no path then in South Carolina. He's winning by 39 points against Nikki Haley there. Tim Scott is very talented, as is a number of other contenders that you mentioned there. He has broad appeal, but at the end of the day, President Trump's going to be the one who makes this decision here. He's going to lock down this nomination. But Tim Scott, that's the third candidate along with Vivek and Doug Burgum, who have endorsed him, who were previously in the race. Not to mention, Donald Trump has both Florida senators, Ron DeSantis' home state, Rubio and Rick Scott have endorsed Donald Trump. And then obviously in South Carolina now, Tim Scott and Lindsey Graham in Nikki Haley's state have endorsed Donald Trump. So he's consolidating support.
It's good that you mentioned. He has been mentioned frequently recently, Doug Burgum as well, for vice president. You know, Garrett, it seems to be easier to see the shortcomings or the mismatch that a lot of these candidates represent in pairing them up with Donald Trump than actually finding out what they offer to Donald Trump. That's harder. You know, whether or not you're looking at Vivek or Doug Burgum or Tim Scott or Kristi Noem, I'm not sure if you're sitting in the seat of Donald Trump, it's easy to see what one particular individual adds to the campaign for presidency.
Yeah, absolutely. If I'm President Trump here and I was giving you advice, I'd say this. Number one, the first thing you need to look for is loyalty, right? Someone who is not Mike Pence, essentially. Number two, I think you need someone who is a pit bull who can go out to the mainstream media, defend you, talk about the America First agenda, and not back down. I think the third thing you want is someone who can navigate Capitol Hill and knows how to work that world, because essentially you're going to want someone on day one who can reverse all of Joe Biden's disastrous policies and work to get things back in control, securing the border, lowering taxes, fixing inflation, fixing all these other crises that Joe Biden has created. Number four, I think you want someone essentially who, the old, Will, you remember this, it's do no harm as the vice president, right? But if you can add something, a benefit, being able to help with suburban voters, broaden the appeal, those type of things. But at the end of the day, President Trump's very good at this type of thing, and so he will make that decision, and I have full faith that he'll do a great job there.
Yeah, we'll see those 4 points. I'm not sure yet where they point to which particular individual for vice president, but great analysis, Garrett. Great to see you tonight. Thank you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.